So Google Meet is really easy to use. Probably the easiest way to do it is if a student has emailed you and said, hey, I'm having trouble with something. Can you help me with it? If you've gotten that email and it's, right within a couple minutes and the student is sitting there working on something right now, you can just go to Google Meet and get them into the meeting from there, and I'll show you how to do that. So here I am. I could just up here type meet.google.com, or I can come here on any Google page that has the waffle, click on that, and look for Meet, and click on it. And as I said, it's really easy to use. They've made it pretty streamlined. There's not a lot of menus or anything, which is great. So I'm going to click on Start a New Meeting. And you get to see my ugly mug. This is the way it looks right now. You can tell like nobody's here, it hasn't started. So if, again, as I said, there's a student I know is working right now and they want my help with something, what I can do is I click Join Now. So now the meeting is actually actively started, and it's asking me, do you want to add other people? So I could, email that kid back with this link. I could copy and paste that right now, or I can come down here and click where it says Add People, and I could just start typing the student's name. And again, you don't need to know the student's email address. You can just start typing their name in. Their name will show up in this list, and you just click on it. And when you've got it, there'll be a thing that says invite. What'll happen on their end, let me get this out of the way, what'll happen on their end is that then they're going to get an email from Google Meet that says, so-and-so has invited you to a Google Meet, and there's a link. All they have to do is click that link, and then that'll take them right to Google Meet, and they'll just click on the button that says Join Meeting, okay? So again, you might want to reply to their email or let them know, hey, click the link when you get it. Or as I said, when that little window comes up, you could just copy and paste, copy that the meeting address, and then an email you could send that back to them. Now, another option is if you're setting this up ahead of time. So you've told kids, my office hours are going to be, in the morning on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and going to be in the afternoons the other 2 days. So if a kid contacts you ahead of time and says, hey, I need help with this assignment or essay or whatever, can we do it, Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock? You can actually do that through Google Calendar. You can set it up ahead of time. I mean, you could do it just the way I just did it right now. You could say, okay, yep, get ready, be ready for an email from Google, and click on the link. The other thing you can do is go to Google Calendar, and let me close out some stuff here just so we clean it up. You could instead come here to Thursday. Like I said, Thursday at 1 o'clock. I could come to Thursday 1 o'clock, and I could say meeting with John Doe. And down here it says add rooms, location, or conferencing. And I can click on that, and I can click on the button that says add conferencing. Okay? And now I hit save. I haven't added anybody to the meeting yet, though, so you'll notice like it's got a Google Hangouts Meet. So I'm going to need to either send the person an email, send the kid an email with that address, or the other option is if I edit the event, if I open that up, now in the kind of fuller detailed view of this, I can choose to add a guest. So again, same thing. If I start typing that student's name in that box, I'm going to get a list. And what'll happen is as soon as I then hit save up here and I've added them as a guest, they're going to get an email from Google Calendar saying, Mark Dalton's trying to set up a Google Meet with you on this day. Will you attend? Yes, no. It'll actually put it right on their Google Calendar, and then they would just either from the email, they can click on the link at that appointed time, or in Calendar, they can open up Calendar and click on the link there too. So you can set it up either way. It might sound confusing, but I promise it's really easy to use once you do it, even just once. The other really nice thing about Google Meet, and you and your students will be able to do this, is you can't see it on my screen, obviously, but down at the bottom here, well, you actually probably can in the screencast see it. The other person on the other end of Google Meet wouldn't see it, but there's a thing down here that says Present Now, and it's not going to work quite right because I'm not on my Chromebook. But if I click on that, what it'll actually do is ask me what I want to present, and it'll say like tab or browser window. And so I can present my screen, my computer screen. So if you're trying to go through some content, a kid has some questions on some notes that you gave them or something, you could have those notes open in another tab beside Google Meet. And then when you hit Present Now, you could switch to that tab. And so they can still hear you talking and like the announcements, and they can hear you talking but be seeing your screen. So any questions on Google Meet, feel free to get in touch.